Welcome to Recently Logged, an audio stream discussing what the film bros are watching these days.
So what are they watching these days?
They're watching Searching, if they went to Sundance Film Festival 2018.
Which we did not.
Yeah. Safe to say we weren't there.
Yeah. Wish we were, but we weren't.
Wait, you wouldn't go to Sundance?
Not really.
Oh.
I don't know. It would probably be cool. I don't know. Seems kind of boring. But never. We're just moving on. So Searching.
Yeah.
Fun movie.
Oh, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, I'm Micah.
And I'm Robbie.
And we're recently...
And this is Recently Logged. Welcome to our tiny podcast.
Tiny podcast. We get like...
With our 7-member fan base.
Heck yeah. Said 10 there for a while. I guess we lost a couple people.
I stopped listening.
Okay.
So
Searching. How do we start these things out? I always forget.
Well, you see, the first thing we do is tell them how they can contact us, Micah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, you can contact us giving us movie suggestions at poddingtonrl@gmail.com. That's poddingtonrl@gmail.com. First time we've got it right. You can go back to our other podcasts to check.
It's only because I didn't do it this time. I always mess it up. I guess since we don't have too much to say on our intro bit, because we're kind of off today. But
yeah. And the reason we're off today is we were gonna have a guest on.
Yes.
But he couldn't record today.
We were going to have a guest.
But we are a little bit on a time crunch. We couldn't exactly switch movies that we were gonna do or anything, because we're recording it today. So
yeah, but he should be on next week.
Yeah, he should be on next week, and we're hoping to get, because we get a lot of people who said they want to be on there, we're hoping to get a consistent-ish thing going in a couple weeks from now.
Yes.
Just having people on.
We meant to have someone on this week, but we did not.
Yeah.
So, General thoughts.
General thoughts. Who started General Thoughts last?
I did.
You did, yeah. So, general thoughts on Searching. General thoughts.
Is it groundbreaking? A nerve-frying suspense thriller?
And Hitchcock levels of suspense? No, it is not.
Wow.
Groundbreaking, sure. Okay. I would say that. Okay, but anyway, I gave this 4.5 stars on Letterboxd, which you can go follow me.
Wait, I thought you only gave it 4.
Oh, wait, no, 4, yeah. Wow. I gave it 4.5 the first time I watched it.
Okay.
And then the second 2, I gave it 4. And I don't think it's as good on a rewatch, but we'll get more into that later.
Okay, general
thoughts. It's a really, really good. Love it. Would watch it over and over-ish again.
Either you want to watch it again or you don't.
It does have several issues, which we'll talk about actually.
Wow.
But overall, it's really, really good, and it does such a unique and never really done before take on a movie. Nobody ever. I mean, there has been one other thing that's all been completely on a computer screen. But it's not the same thing as this. You can't compare. What is it called? It's Unfriended.
There's actually 2 or 3 unfriended movies.
Whatever. The unfriended movies are nothing like this.
Okay.
This is
Wait,
top.
Isn't Jake Paul in the unfriended
movies?
He is. Oh, no.
This is top-notch stuff.
Okay.
But it still has problems. What about you, Robbie? What do you think?
I think that it's a pretty great mystery thriller movie. Yeah?
Yeah.
It definitely, I think, rises above its gimmick, which doesn't feel a lot like a gimmick when you're actually watching it.
Yeah, and that's a big concern when you go into a film like this. when it's got something, whether it's found footage or like all footage. Well, does this count as found footage? I guess.
I
don't know.
No, because you're seeing it unfold.
Yeah, I
live.
guess.
So it's not like a history, an archive of stuff.
Whether it's like found footage or like this, which is like, I guess, like just all from a computer. I don't know what the name of that is. There's a concern with it that you're gonna feel gimmicky, like, oh, you're just doing this to do it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that for the most part in this.
Wow, you took over my general thoughts, Mike.
No, I was just commenting.
Okay. So yeah, we both think it's pretty good.
Yeah. What did you give it on Letterboxd, Robbie?
I gave it 4.5 stars. I gave it 4 the first time we watched it, but I gave it 4.5 this time.
So we're the opposite when it comes to our rating.
Apparently, yeah.
Because I gave it 4.5, then 4, and you gave it 4, then 4.5.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, just for everybody
who wasn't listening,
who wasn't paying attention.
Okay, yeah.
Ask me a question.
I think I'm actually going to steal one from our Megamind episode and ask you favorite scene or sequence in this one.
Definitely 100% the opening montage of, like, her childhood. Her childhood, very specific.
Her childhood.
Margot's childhood. All the way up to
the child's childhood.
Child number one's childhood. All the way up to when Pam dies.
Okay.
All that is just amazing. I think it's the best montage in film, period.
Whoa. Wait a minute. The best montage in film, like all movies ever.
Yes. That I've seen anyway. I haven't seen all films, so.
Dang. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Put the screen rotate. Okay, shoot the question back at you. Favorite scene?
Favorite scene? I really like the... What is the site called? The UCast, yeah. The UCast montage scene is really good.
The scene is really good.
I love that scene. And plus, I guess as an honorable mention, just the final sequence is also really, really good.
Wow.
But yeah,
okay, that's fine. You can think that.
The UCast scene is quite.
The UCast scene
quite
is
good.
really good.
That's one of the standout editing ones for me.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 2. I guess.
Number 2.
Shooting it at you.
What are you asking, Micah?
Did you see the plot twist coming the first time you saw it?
First time I saw it. Wait, what was the plot twist? Is that it was what's his face?
What is the kid's name?
Nobody remembers.
I don't know, but it was Detective Vic.
Yes, I did not see it coming at all.
Vicky? Is it Vicky? Or is it Vic?
Oh,
I feel like it's something Vic.
It's Vic.
Yeah, it's Vic.
But I did not see it coming at all. I mean, like, it makes sense looking back, but I don't know. This movie, if you really have to suspend your disbelief for this a little bit.
The plan makes 0 sense. I commented this a lot in my notes, just especially on, because this was my 3rd rewatch that we just watched today.
Yeah. Wait, 3rd? Oh, right. You watched it without me that one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, her plan makes 0 sense. It's just postponing the inevitable and just getting her in more trouble. She ends up murdering a guy just to postpone. I can't say postpone today. What was already gonna happen. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. Wait, what was the question you asked me that I brought that up?
Did you see the plot twist coming?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's kind of a strange movie in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But I think the script works well for what it is. It foreshadows it pretty well.
Oh, the foreshadowing in it, especially like in Easter eggs in the background, is really good. Like I noted that at one point towards the beginning of the film, you can see a news story in the background that says, I think it was like 55-year-old man stranded in forest for like, I forget how many days, and with no water, and was rescued or something like that. And it's just kind of planting in your subconscious that like stuff like this, it's just stuff like that is just all over the place, building up to it. And since he doesn't seem to he's not gonna shoot the question back at me.
Oh, right.
I did see it coming.
Wait, you saw the...
I did.
Wait, what did you see coming, though?
That it was what's-his-face, and that,
Oh, so you knew it was the son.
Yeah.
You saw that coming?
And that it was the mom who was helping, and all that. It was pretty easy to see coming.
Sherlock.
Well, it was pretty easy to see coming.
Yeah, I would never... Well, I wouldn't say I would never suspect the son, but he does come in to the...
he comes in a bunch.
He comes in way more than he should if he wasn't involved.
And Robbie, on her Facebook page, it says, like, in the banner, it's like, there's nothing stronger than a mother's love or something like that. I don't know. Some dumb thing like that.
Wow. It's like a picture of a sunset beach.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, murder. Moving on a little bit, I would say one of my favorite parts about this is just thinking about the movie as a whole and how much work it would take to make this movie.
So it's more, you think of it more as a technical feat than an actually like pretty great movie.
Yeah.
Or
you
think it's a great movie because it's a great
that's
technical
part of it.
feat?
If it wasn't how it was, I would probably give it a lot lower and wouldn't like it as much.
What do you mean,
so
like the same story but
like not made as well?
Oh, okay.
Not have as much work put into it. Just as an example, though, like we said, the movie takes place on computer screens the whole time.
Yes, entirely.
And just the amount of work just going into making these computers look like a used computer. They had to make tons of files. They had to make tons of social media pages. They had to make a bunch of news stories. They had to make YouTube videos. They had to make
YouTube thumbnails.
Oh yeah, YouTube thumbnails. There's one thing. Side note: I didn't expect to run into this, but
what
bothers me every time I watch it now. So he goes in and he's right after he hears that Detective Vic has been put onto the case. He looks her up, and then opens up 3 pages. The first one that he opens up while they're still talking is a YouTube video.
Rosemary Vic.
Rosemary Vic, yes.
Yes.
That's where the Y was that I was missing.
Yeah.
And the video starts playing, but the play button is still like there. It's not playing.
Oh, it doesn't?
It doesn't play.
Oh, man.
But the video itself is playing. And with something that has so much detail and attention put into it, that always bothers me.
Dang
I'm
it.
like,
I hadn't noticed that. Are there any other pretty cool Easter eggs that you found in the movie, Micah?
Yeah, there's an alien invasion that's going on in news articles in the back.
The alien invasion
which I
subplot.
love. And the entire movie is spoiled in an email that's in, I think, Pam's email.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But I'm very proud of myself because I found an Easter egg this last time watching it.
Which Easter egg?
When he goes, one of the times that he checks Margot's messages, you can find a niche
You can find Anish Chaganty
as one of
messages.
as one of the message contacts.
And it says like thinking about you or something that. A little thing we were like, wow, Anish, that's creepy.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we totally skipped general facts. If you don't know, Anish Chaganty, I guess is how you say it.
Yeah, Anish Chaganty
was the writer-director for this movie.
Yeah, he was the co-writer and he was the director.
And he worked for Google, right, before he did this?
Yeah, he quit Google to go work on this.
And it's, without his background in Google, this movie wouldn't have been what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because he understands so well how people actually work on a computer, like how
people function,
how it flows, and how how people function.
Yeah.
And it just feels so real. It doesn't feel scripted when you see things happen on the computer.
And also, if you guys want more background on Anish, Beyond the Screenplay has a podcast episode that Anish Chaganty and Sev Ohanan are on.
Which is the other writer.
Yeah. And they kind of explain how they got hired for making this movie. It's a very cool episode. You guys should go give it a listen.
So some other standouts in this are the editors, and Nicholas D. Johnson and Will Merrick. Neither of them, I don't think, if I remember, I looked at their IMDb page. I can't talk today.
What a great day to record a podcast.
Didn't really do too much else memorable, but without their editing in this, like, this movie would have been so stagnant.
Oh man!
Like,
I can't even imagine
the camera when it's on the computer screen, it feels like
the quote unquote camera.
Yeah, the quote unquote.
Because it's actually, some people consider this an animated movie mostly because it is. Technically, because all of the computer stuff is.
There's just live action
generated.
Stuff in there.
Yeah, there's just videos that were actually shot on the screen.
But like I was saying,
what were you saying?
The entire time, like, pretty much it never stops moving. Pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah, there's only a couple shots that are stagnant.
When it needs to be not moving. And usually when that happens, the screen, like one of like the FaceTime screens or something, there are people moving.
Yeah, it's only if you should be focusing on something else.
Yeah.
That it doesn't.
And there's this, like, a lot of times when it's not like panning over to something, there's this bobbing constantly going on. Just like very subtle.
Either a push-in or bobbing or a pull. It's actually really impressive.
And it just keeps it from feeling stagnant.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if it was just a bunch of like stable shots of a computer?
It would be so boring.
Oh my gosh.
And the score, wait, I didn't check the composer. Let me pull that up real quick.
I don't know. The score is weird for this movie.
The score is weird, yes, but it works really well with the editing.
Yes, it works well with what this movie is.
Like, there were several moments while watching, I was like, oh, look what they did there with the... Torin
Borodale?
Borodale.
Torin Borodale.
Never heard of him. But his score works pretty well with...
There's probably a much less awkward way to say his name.
Probably. Sorry. Torin
Borodale.
Borodale. Yeah.
Borodale.
Sorry about
that. Oh, he did Spring.
Oh, yeah, that's a short.
There was a short that we watched, of his.
That he did the score for.
It's not very good, but...
The score was good.
Controversial.
Dang it, I closed the IMDb.
The hottest of takes, Spring is not that good.
But yeah, with just like editing to the music, it happens a lot in it. There'll be cuts to the music.
Especially in that montage, man.
Yeah.
The opening montage is so good.
So that's just some things I noticed. So like the editing, the directing, and the writing. Well, the writing, they could have had some help.
Well, that's the thing. The writing on this is so weird because it's a very, very, very basic plot. Like a very basic plot.
Yeah.
Very formulaic. and everything, but it works really well here because there's a spin on it to keep you interested and engaged the whole time. Because otherwise, if this was just a normal movie with the same plot, it would be so boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, the editing in this is so good.
Yes, definitely.
I can't say the same about the pacing all the time. It can drag a little bit in some spots.
Yeah.
But it's pretty energetic overall.
So, like, I'm trying to remember where exactly I said the cutoff was. I feel like it's right as he, like, starting right in the scene where he finds David, or Dave. What is it? David. It's David.
Dave. Could you take searching seriously if the main character's name was Dave?
Whoa, we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings whose name is Dave.
Shout out to all the Daves who listened to Recently Logged.
I wonder if there are any. We do love you, Dave.
There's actually a sticker on my computer that says "I heart Dave." Not in a weird way.
Okay. What was I saying?
You were saying something about David.
Right. When they're in the scene, right as the scene where he finds the Finn's jacket and the car.
Okay.
That was recovered. Right about there, to the whole rest of the movie, I find boring.
You get bored?
I mean, it picks up a little bit. All like it's so dead up until he figures out that it's a stock photo for fish and chips.
Oh, really?
And I just find all that so boring. I came up with a whole code in my notes while I was sitting there watching the movie.
Oh, just because you got bored. I thought you were like, it was the time code for the movie.
Just because I got bored, I made this.
Wow. But
yeah.
I would say it does get kind of slow. What do you think? What is your hot take on Recently Logged?
Recently Logged.
What is your hot take on the quote unquote unedited scene of him confronting his brother?
It's good, I guess. It's just slow, and I knew that it wasn't the brother. Like it just wasn't gonna be the brother.
You didn't think
it like
did it not keep you engaged the whole time though?
Not really.
See,
I thought it was, and one thing I do have to comment on was they did use some very inventive stuff in that scene.
Oh man!
Like when he goes in and
good.
grabs his brother and it's like, they knock down one of the security cameras he set up, and it falls. And then when David goes back and sits on the couch, it makes like just the coolest camera angle.
So it changes shots.
Yeah, but they do it in a really inventive way, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's one of my favorite scenes from the movie. I think that's one of the highlights of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Highlights acting-wise, maybe.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely one of the best performance scenes.
But, like, I don't know, I'm just so checked out by that point.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just kind of like... Especially on rewatches, which I'm very disappointed about, because I really judge a movie a lot on the fact of whether...
On rewatchability?
Like, yeah, rewatchability. If I can go through it the first time and be like, whoa, that was really cool, and then come back the second time and be like, whoa, that was really cool, I'm like, this is a really good movie. But if it's like a movie like this where I watched it the first time and I'm like, whoa.
Can you give an example of one that's gotten maybe better or the same with rewatches?
I would probably say The Prestige is one of them.
Ooh. Basically, almost all of Nolan's films benefit from rewatch.
I feel like The Dark Knight maybe doesn't. I feel like there's such... But this is kind of a little off topic. But I feel like there's such a prestige around The Dark Knight.
The prestige around The Dark Knight.
that it just kind of gets overhyped up in our minds after we see it, and then when we go back and watch it, I'm always a little disappointed with it. I still think it's like top-notch movie, But like,
I don't know if you could hear me yawn or not.
I couldn't even hear you yawn.
I was trying to be very silent in my yawning. You were just boring me. No, it's fine.
Wow, okay. But yeah, that's a different topic for a different time. I really want to do The Dark Knight on here sometime just because I have a lot of thoughts on it.
All right, so vote in our poll. What's more boring, the weird section of searching or recently logged?
What were we talking about before we went on? All right, so yeah,
What?
rewatchability.
Yes, rewatchability. I found it better on a second viewing.
And there's a lot of things about this that are a lot better. I think the entire first half of this movie is perfect.
It's so much fun
Pretty
on
much.
rewatch.
Like I think the first half of this movie is amazing on rewatch. So many Easter eggs, so much like fun stuff to just soak in. And I think,
and it's kind of I don't want to say a ride, but I think the first half kind of is. Like, you don't notice that you're watching a movie for the first half of it.
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think it wouldn't be so bad for me. Like, the second half of the movie wouldn't be so bad for me if the first half wasn't so good.
If it wasn't, like, if it was
because
balanced.
I love the first half of the movie, and by the time I get to the second half, I'm just like, can we just rescue her? Because like then it comes out that like her flimsy plan, the detectives, just the flimsiest of plans.
Her flimsy plan.
And then it's just waiting for that to unravel. And like the only part that I find interesting in that little section, like towards the end, is the whole fish and chips section.
The fish and chips montage. The unmasking of fish and chips.
The unmasking of fish and chips. I'm sure for somebody who hasn't seen this movie, you're like, what the heck?
Oh yeah, spoilers for searching. We always say it like
lots of spoilers.
We always say it like after we've spoiled everything about the movie, like halfway through the podcast, we're like, oh yeah, if you haven't seen Searching yet, spoilers.
Jonah.
That's
the kid, right? No, that's not the kid.
That's not him. That's
what's his name?
I'm
trying to.
That's Margot's best friend.
No,
no.
Isaac is Margot's
Isaac.
old best friend.
Yeah, well,
she doesn't have any.
I was
friends.
saying, yeah, she doesn't have any friends. But, dang, there's some good casting in this. I will say that whoever did the casting on this, shout out to them, because.
So just one of the kids in this, Thomas Barbuska, I don't know.
Barbuska, yes.
He's in Middle School, Worst Years of My Life, and that movie is hilarious. It's not a great movie overall, but I find it really funny.
You like watching it?
And the dead kid in it. That guy is
and the
Thomas.
Dead kid, yeah.
Spoilers for Middle School.
Spoilers for Middle School.
It's Thomas Barboska, and he's one of the UCast streamers, and I just find it so funny. Are you sure it's not
who?
Because I cannot find. Oh, it's Robert.
Robert.
Yeah, that's the kid.
Stephen Michael.
He's got a very unlikable face.
Yeet.
Each.
E-I-C-H. I'm sorry, guys. We are
horrible at pronouncing names.
The worst. That's what I get for being homeschooled.
This kid definitely looks like...
He's known for Neighbors, Micah.
Oh, no. That's unfortunate.
Apparently he was in Neighbors. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
We already did favorite scene. What is your favorite thing about the movie, Micah?
Favorite thing about the movie would be
just a single element of the movie that you just absolutely love.
The editing. Honestly, that's my favorite part about it. Next to the attention to detail.
So you really appreciate the attention to detail?
Except for the YouTube video.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, I love that. Those are my two big things of this movie. And well, I guess maybe how much emotion they could drag out of, and not drag out. That sounds bad.
I was about to say what?
How much emotion? I told you I can't talk today. The emotion that they can get out of, like something like just.
I just got sent a
sick
meme.
Changing an exclamation point to a period.
Yeah.
Or like deleting the mom comes home event.
So you
and
think
stuff like that, like just
So the
no
opening
actor. Yes, the opening montage. Like I said, favorite scene. Or section. Because a montage isn't really a scene.
Section.
But just like a lot of stuff that they get out without showing an actor's face, without hearing an actor talk.
That is quite good, yeah.
Just the typing, and that comes from, honestly, a lot of that comes from Anisha's knowledge of how people operate on computers.
How a mosquito operates.
Don't ever watch that.
Go onto YouTube and search How a Mosquito Operates short.
It's the most horrifying thing you'll ever see.
It was made when? It was made
It's
in
like in the
30s.
I think, 1930s.
Yeah, man. Probably the most disgusting film I've ever watched.
We watched it for our film class.
Yeah, for film history of animation.
Ugh.
But
not one of the best points of the history.
Are you gonna ask me the same thing, Micah?
What was the question?
I don't.
Favorite elephant. What's your favorite elephant, Robbie?
My favorite elephant appears in the trailer that showed before the movie.
The logo that is the elephant.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, what logo is that?
What logo is that?
It's from one of the studios.
Yeah, one of the studios has an elephant as a logo. It's great. All right, so
that's my favorite elephant.
Favorite element now, then.
My favorite element of the movie?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go with John Cho.
John Cho?
I just don't think this movie would be what it is without him.
He's great.
Dang, it's so good. I don't think... No, Stage 6
No, it's not Stage 6.
Yeah, Micah's looking at the... he's currently looking on Letterboxd at the studios.
Dang it, there's no picture. Oh, they did Unfriended me. We're Unfriended, I mean. Wait,
oh, no.
The same studio did Searching and Unfriended? Oh, no.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Wait, which one did you click on? Is that Dark Web?
That's...
No.
Oh, that's
I was
just
wondering.
Unfriended.
Oh, just
the first one, I think.
Yeah, don't watch Unfriended. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Wait, where
is he not?
Is he in the first one? I guess not.
Is
Dark
he not?
Web.
We are currently looking at the cast for Dark Web.
I know he's in one.
What? Is he not? Is he the director of one of them? Or a producer?
Dang it! I know he's got something to do with these. No, just talk about something.
Oh, you
plug
can
us.
You can find the podcast on almost anywhere you get your podcasts except for iTunes, which we are still working on getting on iTunes. It's very sad. Apple, please add us on iTunes.
Yeah. So if you remember, we made a deal that
I'm dying
that
currently.
he
Actually,
cannot watch La La Land.
I can't watch La La Land
until we are on iTunes.
Save me, guys! La La Land is my favorite movie,
and he's dying.
I bought First Man just because I needed some Chazelle in my life.
Right.
What?
No, just that comment.
Oh, okay. Also, if you want to follow the podcast, we are on Instagram and Twitter as @RecentlyLogged. And also, if you want to follow me and Micah on social media.
Wait, I guess it's not an elephant because that's the logo I'm remembering, and it's like a sphinx or something.
I am at Robbie Grayway, and Micah is something else. I don't remember.
So we take it all back. Oh, wait, on what?
On just social media in general.
Well, I'm usually at
you?
Micah Grayway, but on Letterboxd, everything else is at Micah Grayway, but at Letterboxd, it's games_things. Yeah.
Very informative.
It's got a story behind it.
But you can see all of our projects on...
But I'm never going to say it on the podcast.
On my website, RobbieGrayway.com.
RobbieGrayway.com.
Yeah, you guys can go there, listen to the podcast.
He's got his own website.
I do.
Let's go back to searching.
All right, what is your least favorite element?
Least favorite element of Searching. The second half of the movie.
You already covered it.
I don't know. I find it gets really dry.
So
I feel like it's too long, honestly.
What do you think they could have done to spice it up? Maybe keep
either
you more
changed
intrigued.
up the plot a little bit, made it a little
Okay.
more interesting, make it a little bit more of a mystery.
Do you think if they would have made it any shorter, would it have been better? Like cut out
I
a
feel like you
couple
could have cut some stuff
things?
out of it, and I'm trying to think of what in particular. I would think probably just some of, because you get a long moment of just like news stories and such. It doesn't really add a whole lot except for just showing like, oh, internet people are the worst.
Just yawning there for a second.
And that's one thing is that, side note again, take a drink every time I say side note. Don't.
Take a drink of water every time.
Water.
Because you need to stay hydrated.
Water. Yes. But I like that, and I'm stealing this from Houston Productions 1.
He made a great video about this.
He
by the
did.
way.
They show how dangerous and how like toxic. I hate using the word toxic, but like how bad people can be on the internet.
Like fish and chips.
But it never like fish and chips. But it never gives like an overall bad taste about the internet. It's not like they like turn off the computer at the end and vow to never use it again.
Oh my gosh.
Or anything like that. It keeps technology in like how I feel, a very real feel of it. Just like, yeah, there are good and bad sides to technology. And it never goes on one side or the other, which I really like.
It doesn't say, oh, technology is the reason she was kidnapped. Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She wasn't kidnapped from me. She was pushed off a cliff. She was pushed. Shoved. While she was high.
Oh, right. We don't know if she was high yet.
She was smoking pot.
Okay, you know what? It's fine.
Dang it, drug references on our podcast.
Our podcast has earned a PG-13 for mild drug references.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh, man.
All right, Robbie, what's your least favorite element of the movie?
The homeschoolers stopped listening. Okay, my least favorite element of the movie has to be nothing. No. I don't. The pacing. It's got to be the pacing.
Yeah.
That's really, I think, its only flaw. Well, not its only flaw, but its only major flaw. Major enough that I took it down a half star from 5. Like, not that I took it down, but that I didn't rate it 5 stars. I think that's the big thing, is the pacing. Even though I think it was more palatable on a second watch, I think, because the ending is really, really fun to get to once you get to it.
See, I find the ending very slow.
Oh.
I find it like all the build up to like pulling her out. I'm just like, just do it, because you get like, it takes forever, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like,
So what was I saying?
Which you don't like pacing.
Pacing.
Why you didn't give it 5 stars?
Oh yeah. I think that's its major flaw, and I don't think it's big enough that it drags it down that much. I think it's still really enjoyable the way it is, and I would rewatch this almost any day of the week.
Yeah, like I said, and like I've said in the past, and will probably say this for most of them. Although I'm saying negative things about it, and I have a lot of problems with it, I still really like it. I mean, I gave it 4 stars, so like I still think it's really good, and I would watch it. Probably not like any day of the week, but like, most weeks I'd be like, yeah, I'd watch that.
If you guys do follow my Letterboxd, you might have seen my top 10 of 2018 list, which this is on, because I thought it was really great. That's one of my favorite movies from 2018, and I think it's spot number 5.
He kicked, and this just hurts me very deeply. He kicked A Quiet Place off of his top 10 for this movie.
No, not off my top 10. I moved it down. It's out of my top 5.
Oh,
now.
Out of your top 5. He kicked A Quiet Place out of the top 5.
I'm trying to think.
Movie.
I think it's Paddington 2, There's Free Solo, and this. I don't remember the other.
You have
ones.
your phone right there.
I do. I could just check, but I didn't. Oh right, the sick memes. I still haven't looked at yet. Oh, that's right. Bayo was right after Paddington 2 on my 2018 ranked. Then Spider-Verse, Free Solo, and then Searching is number 5.
And then A Quiet Place.
You're still very...
Done you wrong, John Krasinski.
I feel like A Quiet Place... I don't know. I have different thoughts on A Quiet Place. That's for another time.
Another time.
We should
do that on here sometime.
We should. That's a good idea.
It is.
It's just us like we'll sign the whole podcast.
We'll sign the whole podcast. Good luck listening to it.
It would be pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
So, I feel like we're getting towards the end here. We've gone on for a nice good distance. What are some of your finishing thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Yes, final thoughts on the movie Searching.
I think this movie will probably go down in history as the screen movie kind of thing. Like anything that tries to do this again after this will be compared to this as like the standard for it.
Yeah.
Just because of how well they pulled it off, and it's a very cohesive, solid movie to compare other things to. So I feel like if anything does this in the future, it's like, oh, it's a rom-com, like Searching, like in the style of Searching.
Yeah.
Is how it'll probably go down.
Honestly, what I'd love to see is the same crew do another movie like this.
Oh, yeah, no.
Do something a little different with it.
Get a niche to direct it again.
Get a little bit better writing and like just like better. Searching, but different, but better.
Wow. Excellent film take there, Micah.
Final thoughts before we go, because we've gone pretty long at this point.
Wow.
Overachieving. You definitely watch this movie.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Fun.
Worth watching.
Rewatch it, like I think you need to watch this movie at least twice, just
to appreciate it.
Yeah, because there's just so much stuff that you miss the first time through. And first time through, don't go and try to find that email I talked about.
Oh man.
But then again, if you
sorry, I yawned again.
If you haven't seen the movie and you just listened to our whole podcast, it was spoiled anyway. So go look for the email.
Go look for the email. What are you gonna do?
Anyway, guys, you can give us movie suggestions at poddingtonrl@gmail.com.
Or you can just add us on Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, find us on social media. We'll be back next week with a guest.
Hopefully.
If everything goes well, we will have a guest. We were supposed to have one this week.
Given our track record, I'm not sure.
We have a couple other guests that we want to have on.
A couple other people
that have requested.
If you want to be on the podcast, just send us an email at poddingtonrl@gmail.com.
And if Houston Productions 1 ever listens to this, I'd love to have a good chat about Narnia with you on the podcast.
Talk Narnia.
Talk Narnia. I'd love to talk Narnia with you.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, guys, that's...
No, we're not done yet,
We're
Micah.
not done?
We gotta do a quote from the movie.
Dang it.
That's how we always finish
one
off.
good quote that's like not depressing.
Oh no. That's true. All of the actual spoken dialogue in this is kind of depressing.
The ones
or unfunny.
This movie is serious.
There's a pretty small comedic beat and it works really well. But outside of that, it's like dead serious.
There's one funny part, but it's got language.
Oh no.
And it's not spoken, so.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
So we got two options here. We got the one I wrote down,
which is the great one.
Which is great, and this time you should do it.
Wait, hold on. Should I try and reenact it?
I can. Yeah, just try and reenact it. Okay. If you remember how the line is delivered.
Let me see. What? What is a tumbler?
What is a tumbler?
What is a tumbler?
And I just found this funny, just cause my grandparents always put like a in front of it.
A tumbler.
Like if like you say somebody's name, they're like, what is a
Twitter?
What is a Twitter? Or something like that. So this resonated with me.
Whenever we visit our grandma, she's like, sorry, I'm not Twittering with you guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, that's it. See you guys next week.
Thank you for
We're doing
listening.
something animated, hopefully. I don't know. Maybe not, because we have guests. If you noticed, we've kind of gone animated live action.
We're pretty subtle that way.
And I don't know if our guest will want to do an animated movie. If he doesn't, if he doesn't, then we won't do one. But otherwise, animated movie.
Yeah. Shout out to all of our listeners who got this far and haven't unsubscribed.
Yeah, because we've rambled on for like 2 minutes here at the end.
So yeah, thanks.
Just turn us off already.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah,
or listening. No!
Too much YouTube.
Bye.
Bye.